So after a really long, dark, boring January, we are finally in February, which is a great time of year because it is my birthday. February is my birthday month, and we now get to do a Blu-ray haul, which is my personal. These are my favorite videos to make because I love because it's a big collection of all different things, and I love to actually just sit down and talk about what I picked up this month. If it's pop vinyls, if it's Blu-rays, all that kind of stuff. I just really do love sitting down and talking about that kind of stuff. So if you do want to see all that kind of stuff, do click that subscribe button. I got a backlog about maybe 6-7 videos going back to about May. So if you want to see all that kind of stuff, do click that subscribe button. Also, so you can come back in February and see my haul of that month. So let's actually talk about what I picked up in January. So the first thing on my Blu-ray haul I've got, well, these are all kind of the same things, so I'll talk about them all at once. It is the Conjuring universe. Back a few months ago, I picked up the Conjuring, and I said I'm not really a massive fan of these kind of horrors. For me personally, I prefer the slasher kind of horrors rather than people being possessed. So I was a bit iffy on if I was actually gonna like the Conjuring. But then at the start of this month, I sat down and I watched it. I'm like, yeah, this is creepy as shit. This is the only horror movie that actually really scared the crap out of me. Because like I was watching it at night, and I switched my lamp on because like no, I'm not watching this in the dark. So I decided to pick up more Conjuring movies. Conjuring 2, I haven't actually seen it yet. I don't know why. I don't know why I haven't watched this movie yet, but it is definitely high on my list to watch it. I watched Annabelle. It was okay. I was a bit disappointed, especially if you look in perspective of the Conjuring that came out right after it. It's very much disappointing. Like there is good elements to it. I do enjoy the setup of it and all that, but just overall, it's kind of a massive disappointment of a movie. And then The Nun. I actually watched it when Annabelle Comes Home. I think is the one that came out last year. I was gonna watch all the Conjuring movies leading up to it, but then I said, I googled what's the best way to watch it, and then they said in chronological order, whatever the word is. The Nun was first, so I watched this and then put me off, so I didn't bother going back to it. But then it's a very bad movie. So I watched The Conjuring. I'm like, yeah, these are great. So I picked up The Conjuring, watched it, and then I wasn't gonna pick it up. Like if it was just that, I wouldn't have picked it up. But the fact that it's the slipcover artwork, and I kind of want to keep all these slipcover artworks in this kind of really cool. I don't even know how to explain it, but these are just really cool, unique kind of slipcover artwork. So I said, okay, I'll pick up The Nun just for my collection of the Conjuring movies. And then Annabelle Creation. I haven't watched it yet. My biggest question about this one is, we kind of seen the creation of Annabelle in Annabelle, so I don't know how this movie comes about, but I'm sure it explained in this movie. So I might actually watch with this one tonight because I'm really, really intrigued about this movie. Just because like we've seen the creation of her in Annabelle. What the hell is Annabelle Creation? So I might sit down and watch this one tonight. And then The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I haven't seen it in years. I listened to the Office Lady podcast because I am a massive fan of The Office. As you can see, I got on my desk here, World's Best Boss. Bought that for myself. So then they were talking about the premiere of this movie, and I was thinking, oh jeez, I haven't watched this movie in ages, so I picked up The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Probably one of the best comedies of all time, probably in my top 10, and by far, Steve Carell's best movie. As well, this month we got Bad Boys for Life, so I have, of course, had to pick up Bad Boys 1 and Bad Boys 2 because I had never seen them before. I seen Bad Boys 1 on Netflix like before, and then I said, so Bad Boys 2 was nowhere, so I picked up Bad Boys 2 in 4K, and then seeing just Bad Boys 2 on my shelf kind of bothered me, so of course I had to pick up Bad Boys for the shelf, so now I unload them. Bad Boys 2 is the best one. I didn't actually review Bad Boys for Life because I kind of was a bit late to the party. I think it was 2 weeks after it came out I actually went to see it, so I kind of said, you know what, I don't really have anything massively interesting to add, and I just didn't really know how to talk about that movie, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to skip it. But overall, I think Bad Boys for Life is the best of them all. I think I had the most enjoyment watching Bad Boys for Life, then probably Bad Boys 2, and then Bad Boys is probably my least favourite of the entire franchise, which maybe might annoy a few people. And then another one I actually picked up the other day, and I rewatched it for the first time in about years last night. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? This movie, I remember I watched it. This is my second time when I watched it. I remember the first time I watched it when I was younger. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it, and then upon the rewatch, it's okay. It's not as good as I remember it being, but I still got a lot of enjoyment seeing all these classic anime characters on screen together, seeing Donald Duck and Daffy Duck playing pianos against each other, fighting. It's something that we'll never see again, I imagine. I can't see us ever seeing anything like that again. So for this movie to have all that in one, it's a great movie to have all these people together because we will never see anything like that again. And then this was the very first Blu-ray I picked up in not only 2020, but also in the decade. First Man. It's a movie I think is okay. Like, it's not the greatest movie, But I only picked it up because I own Damien Chazelle's La La Land, which is incredible, as well as Whiplash, which is incredible. So I said, First Man, I've got to have for the collection, just for me to have all of his movies, because he doesn't have a massive collection. So I said, okay, I'll pick up First Man as well. I got it really, really cheap with that slipcover and a digital download copy code. But I remember the weekend this came out like really well, because this weekend also came out with A Star Is Born, which is incredible, Venom, which is alright, and then First Man. I thought to myself, I don't know what A Star Is Born is. Venom, I wasn't really sure about, and First Man, I said, Damien Chazelle, he has not let me down yet. This probably will be entertaining. I was really let down, and it's just something I haven't gone back to. I don't really have the itch to go back to it. Maybe because from best of my knowledge, I think this did win best visual effects. So maybe this will look stunning on my 4K TV, which is probably the only ambition I have to go back to watch this movie, just to see how stunning it is. And then, oh, surprisingly, the only steelbook of this month, It Chapter 2. I thought this movie was good. Wasn't as good as the first, wasn't as scary as the first. The story itself, I just didn't find to be as intriguing as the first. But I have It Chapter 1 steelbook, have to have It Chapter 2 on steelbook just to go right next to it. And as well, I do want my girlfriend to see this, because she never actually came to see this in cinema. Because when we went to see It Chapter 1, she's not very fond of clowns. So It Chapter 1 kind of scared the crap out of her. And she said she will watch It Chapter 2 as long as we are at home on the couch with lights on, so she could be a bit safer with the pause button in her hand in case she hit the pause it. But in fairness, I don't think this will scare her, because there's not a massive amount of Pennywise, except the opening scene. I think that might scare the crap out of her, just to see, not even about Pennywise, just the whole opening scene in general. I just think might actually scare her. And then this is a comedy I just kind of came across one random night on Netflix, and then the next day I found it in the store for like €2. Paul, it's an okay comedy. It's nothing like incredible. I was actually shocked at watching it, and the aliens started talking. I'm like, holy crap, that's Seth Rogen. That really took me out of the movie straight away. But like 2 days before finding this movie on Netflix, I watched I think it was The World End. I watched, and those two, I just think these are great together. I would love to see more movies with these two, which I don't think there's anything planned for them to be in together. But it just seems like these two in a comedy together, you're going to have a good time, just because everyone in their movies have just been phenomenal together, which Hot Fuzz is definitely my favourite out of them all. As well, over Christmas, I watched all the Scream movies. I seen Scream 1 and 2 beforehand, and it was a first viewing of Scream 3 and 4, and I couldn't find Scream 4 anywhere. So I had to buy it on iTunes, because it said on Netflix, oh, we don't ship to Ireland. So I bought it on iTunes, watched it, and then 2-3 days later, I checked Amazon again, and said, oh yeah, we ship there now for like €3. So I own the actual Blu-ray of Scream 4, as well as the digital download code on iTunes, which I don't really want. But Scream 4, it's a good horror movie. It's not an incredible Scream movie. I do kind of wonder, like, what was the purpose of making this movie, because it's good, but it doesn't really add anything massively new. I think there's talks at the moment that we're going to get a Scream 5, which I kind of would like, because Scream is probably my favourite horror franchise of all time. I just get the most enjoyment out of these movies, so the fact that we're getting a fifth one, it does entertain me enough, so I wouldn't mind getting a fifth one out of the Scream franchise. And then this is another kind of movie that actually came out this month that I kind of expected to get, but then I didn't expect to get it on 4K. Rambo Last Blood. Now, I do own Rambo First Blood Part 2, and then Rambo Part 3. I own all them on 4K, except Rambo... Oh yeah, it's just Rambo, the fourth one. I don't own that one, because I'm looking for it on 4K with the slipcover, because I've got all four of them now with the 4K slipcovers. I think just to complete it, I need to get that one, but I haven't found it yet. But this movie, it's good. I enjoy it. I've seen it twice now. I watched it in cinema, and then when I bought the 4K, I watched it. It's not incredible. It's nothing like, it's not jaw-dropping. But for what it is, like, it's a bit disappointing as a Rambo movie, but just as an action Stallone movie, I actually really enjoyed myself. And then the last Blu-ray of the month, The Purge. I've seen The Purge. I haven't seen these two, and I actually am really intrigued, because it literally, I don't know why, but about a day or two before, I was looking on Amazon trying to find this box set, but it's like asking for like €100. I'm like, I'm not paying €100 for 3 movies. And then I found it in a local cinema store here for like 11 euro. So I picked it up. I haven't actually watched these two yet, but I am really intrigued. And it's just this whole franchise. It's a franchise that it seems like a really obvious idea for a horror movie franchise, but just as well, I just kind of wonders, like, how had no one thought of this prior? There's another one that isn't in this collection. I can't think of the name of it now. I think it's the first Purging it's called, but I will be trying to get that to add to the collection. I think the last one, I don't know what the movie's going to be called, but apparently they're saying this is going to be the final Purge movie, which, if you're a horror fan, that never means it's the final horror movie, but they're marketing it as this is the final one this year. As far as I know, it is this year and not next year, so I will probably watch these two, rewatch this one, and watch the fourth one, and then do a ranking whenever that new one comes out. Because after the first one, I'm really intrigued to see where this franchise does go. And on the whole kind of Funko Pop range, I think I picked up 10. Looking at these now, it is 10 Pop Finals here. And surprisingly, 2 convention exclusives, which one of them was on my radar. I was kind of waiting for it to go down a bit in price. And the other one, I remember seeing it when it was first announced, like that's what I wanted, but never found it. And these were both Disney Store. They were both on sale, and I was just shocked completely. Like, these were both €10 each. One of them has now gone down in price. Here, I'll just show you. But so the first one is Yondu. This is one that I seen when it was announced. I'm like, that is really cool. I do want that, but then I never found it at a good price, or just in general, I never found it. But then I was just walking to the Disney Store and I found it. I'm like, holy crap, how much is that? Expecting it to be like €26 because this was €26 and it was only 10. So I'm like, yeah, 100%. I'm picking this one up. And I'm really glad it's in my collection, and it's just a really cool pop as well. This is another one, €10. It has now gone down to €7. They got about 50 of them there. So if you are a Toy Story fan in the Dublin area who likes Pop Vinyls, €7 in the Disney Store. There's no hurry. They've got loads. But it's been on my radar. They had it for 26, and I was like, okay, that will go down in price. I know it will, and it just kept dropping. Went to 17, then 15, then 10. Like, yeah, that's it. It's not going to go any lower than that. Lower than that. But I now own Mr. Prickle Pants. And then this is one that I didn't even know was a thing. I walked in Forbidden Plant one day and I seen like, yeah, that's really cool. But then the one they had was just kind of the sad, disappointed one. Checked Amazon, they seen that they had the full one. I'm like, yeah, that's the one I want. I want the full one. So I picked up Quasimodo Full. He literally came in the post today. Haven't opened him. I'm actually really excited to open this one and see what he actually looks like, because even though it's kind of like a very small, more minor Disney movie, that's what I'm really loving they're doing. They're doing all these kind of really wacky ones. Like I seen recently they announced that they're going to do the Great Mouse Detective Funko Pops, and I want them to go into these really depth ones. Like they've done all the Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph. I just want them to go into these a lot more, because like especially him, he seems like he's made for Funko, because look at that face cup, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really excited to see what else Funko is going to do with Disney, because it's a good license for them to have. And then this is one I actually went into this month expecting to buy. It is Daryl Dixon. I've been on the edge of buying a Daryl for years, because the only ones you can get was him on his bike, which I didn't really want because it's kind of an awkward box. As well, you can get him from season 1, which I don't like the outfit he's wearing, and then him with the rocket launcher. I'm like, that was one cool scene, but I want Daryl with a crossbow. They finally came out with a crossbow Daryl, which is pretty cool, because when I talk about The Walking Dead, I like to have some Walking Dead pop vinyls in the back. And all I had was Rick, Dwight, and Eugene, and only one of them still in the show, so it kind of bothered me that they were there. So now, last month I picked up Alpha, now I got Daryl. I'm lucky. The only one, Michonne, I'm not really pushed, but I really want that Judah, but I just can't find Judah anywhere. So Judah is probably my next one going into February that I would really like to find. And then someone else who just loves their dog, John Wick. This is one I literally picked up today. I was just walking home, so I decided to go to Smith's, and then I was just looking at the pops and like, holy crap, is that John Wick? I didn't even know it was a John Wick pop. It's something I never even expected to become a pop, and the fact that he comes with his dog, I absolutely love. I watched John Wick like 2 weeks ago, and John Wick 2 has been on my mind. Like, when I go back and rewatch John Wick 2, because these are phenomenal movies. Now the fact that they have a pop, I just think it's great, and the fact that he comes with his dog is just even better. And I love John Wick. It's just such great action movies. Now we have got a pop of it, which is something I never actually expected to have. And then this is another one of those ones I went into this month expecting to buy, because I pre-ordered it back in like December, November. It's Captain America Holding Mjolnir, which is absolutely awesome. Like, this is a pop. I love all these Marvel Avengers Endgame spoiler pops. Like, there's so many really cool ones here. Like that Thor Bowski, he's pretty cool. But then to see the Thor at the bottom, I think is a better one. And then the Thanos, I'm kind of debating, like, will I get that Thanos? But this Captain America was definitely one that was on my list, because it is just kick-ass. Even out of the box, he is pretty awesome. And then these two are ones that I didn't even know was a line as well. I just went into Forbidden Planet here in Dublin, and they had the whole line, which I think I am going to pick up now, because these are awesome. I love the Fantastic Four. I've always loved the Fantastic Four. The movies have been kind of disappointing, but the whole idea of these characters I just think are great. And these two pops themselves are pretty awesome looking. Sue Storm is probably my next one I'll buy. The Human Torch, I'm debating, because this is an exclusive in the Disney Store, which it's him in his suit, like his normal Fantastic Four suit, and his hands are on fire and they're glow in the dark, which I think is a lot cooler than the just regular kind of Human Torch they have there on the back. I'm going to pick up Doctor Doom, because that's pretty cool. Silver Surfer, Herbie, and Galactus. Super Skrull and Mole Man, I'm not really sure on, but I think maybe I might get them just to have the entire set. But so now I am starting the Fantastic Four line, so more money. And then another spoiler, Marvel Avengers, Iron Spider. This is just kick ass. He's actually holding the Infinity Gauntlet. You can kind of see it in there. But this is one I seen. I'm like, yeah, that's the one I wanted. Because remember when Avengers Endgame or Infinity War came out, they had the Iron Spider, which I own the Iron Spider. But then they had one with arms. I thought was so much cooler, but never could find. But then they decided to make a new one for this movie, which is a lot cooler than the old one. So of course I had to pick up that Iron Spider. So now I have 2 Iron Spiders, making it probably be a 7 or 8 Spider-Man Funko Pops. I love Spider-Man. And then my final thing of this month, which was actually the first pop I picked up this year, Chucky. I love Chucky. I think it's such a fun character, and the fact that they used the Child's Play 2 poster I think is incredible, and they actually have a little pop protector thing on the little Jack-in-the-Box's head. When it comes to Chucky, I think he's great, and I have a Pennywise, now I have a Chucky. I'm really strongly considering collecting as many horror icons as I can. I'm assuming with Halloween Kills coming out this year, we will get more Michael Myers pops because it's really hard to find, so I will pick up that. And I really want a Ghostface, but like the cheapest I found it is €100, and I'm not paying €100. But I do want to start collecting all these horror icons because I think they're just such a unique and fun way of getting all these characters, because the figures are like €50 and I don't really want to pay €50 for a figure, but these are only like €10-15, so I'd much rather pay this price for these. And they're always just really cool. Like the Pennywise is really cool. I think he's holding his boat in the one I have, but now I own Chucky. I love Chucky. I really want to get one of those life-size Chucky dolls, not the actual life-size in the movie, but my mom said I can't bring it in the house, so I can't get that. But I knew I have a Chucky pop. She doesn't know, which is good, because I don't know why she doesn't really want me to own one. But that is my haul. There are all the pops, there are all the Blu-rays. Let me know what you picked up this month, because it's January. I think everyone likes to pick up a lot of stuff in January just because it's a long, depressing month. No one likes January. If someone likes January, there's something wrong there, because January is such a dull month. And so I was really happy I was able to pick up all this stuff. So let me know what you picked up this month. Click that subscribe button. You can come back next month to see my February Blu-ray haul. And as always, thanks for watching.